honest, I'm sure you don't feel like it's worthy of congratulations and congrats on your first season.
Thank you.
Just going through kind of all these emotions, what's going through your head as you close this one out?
I'm proud of the guys for, just sticking with it. It's not the result tonight that we wanted. Certainly not the result we wanted the other night at home. But just understanding the value of these opportunities. So I didn't think it was for the lack of effort. I think that's the biggest piece. A lot of times it's easy to, you miss the mark or you're out of the playoffs, and guys just kind of pack it in and just get through it. I thought we still tried to get something out of it, and that's extremely important for all of our guys, but in particular, your young core. You can establish that precedent. It's a good sign to see that they understand the value of that and try to take advantage of it.
What did you see from some of the young guys today?
I mean, there's some mistakes. Some of it is in the details. Give Charlotte credit; they amped it up. IT came in, had a big spurt. I think scored 12 in a row, and then Rozier, he's a heck of an offensive weapon. Fourth quarter, really got going. So that allowed them to create the separation they needed to put us away. But I thought we continued to fight and just try to compete, stay in the game. You got to make a few shots. The zone against the young guys was a bit troublesome, but it's good for them. It's good to see and see how they react, and just another layer of things that we have to continue to improve upon.
How do you assess Reese what he accomplished
This season?
Yeah.
Oh, I think he had an incredible season. I know it was truncated a little bit with late start, but to see him pick things up, came in once he was ready to go. He hit the ground running. His conditioning was great. His body was great. So he was doing a lot of work behind the scenes. Obviously, he expanded his game by adding the three, which is another layer. I think that's going to be good for him. And just in the last probably month and a half, to see him play with a level of confidence, to see him play with that 0.5 mentality where he's making quick decisions. He's been playing aggressively. I think is a really good sign to see. So I think it's positive, but also I think he's had a good experience. So I look forward to having him all year next year and really moving forward.
Case.
Hey, Wes. Speaking of the young guys, what did you see specifically from Vernon Carey today?
Well, I mean, it's he's got a level of physicality, which he's a big body, but he knows how to use it, carve out space. It's tough. He hasn't gotten a ton of reps because he's been out, so his familiarity with some of the offenses are obviously an issue. But beyond that, he's going to compete, play hard. He's going to use his body. I think he finishes well around the rim in traffic. I think he can be a substantial rebounder for us as well. I think once he gets more comfortable on the defensive end and able to quarterback the defense, I think he'll have a presence in the paint.
Zach.
Hey, Coach. Just wondering, what did you think of Rui's level of aggression, especially the last two games, leading the team in field goal attempts?
I like it. I mean, it's not necessarily hunting shots. He had to take a few to bail us out, short clock situations. But I think he's just reading, how the defense is guarding him, what's available. And to that point, those quick decisions. If you don't like it, get off of it, shoot it, or drive it, create something for someone else. I think that's an important piece to kind of keep that mindset. As we continue to share the ball, play second and third side, it's been really good for us.
Thank you.
Neil.
Hey, Coach, I want to clarify something you said pregame that, you've already kind of had a lot of exit meetings already. I guess, does that include the players themselves? And I guess what has been some of the feedback that you've gotten from, Brad or Kuz?
Well, I haven't met yet with everybody, but I'd probably say 80% of the team individually. So, a lot that was said, I'll keep to ourselves. I thought it was overwhelmingly positive, so I'll give you that. But like I said, pregame, I think it's important to get their feedback, to get a sense of where they are, how the season went for them individually, our style of play, the way I teach and communicate, all those things, extremely important. It's good things for me to get feedback so I can, build upon my own season and kind of come back and reevaluate how we do things. But I'm not going to get into the details of what's discussed or, the feedback that they gave.
Thanks, Coach. Safe travels back.
Thank you.
Last question to Shai.
Coach, Denny Avdia is supposed to have a big summer ahead of him, especially with the Israeli national team. Where would you like to see him improve his game over the summer?
Well, I think, some of it is just, feeling how defenders are guarding him. He's obviously a skilled playmaker. It's a little thing, but improving his court vision, making plays with his left hand, attacking and, scoring with his left hand, his finishing, something that we've talked about at length this season, has to improve. But I like where he is, as far as his aggression level. I think he's got a lot of confidence right now, confidence in his shot. And he's looked at, as a playmaker for this group. So I hope to see that carry over. Use that this summer and expand it a little bit.
Thank you.
That's it, Coach. Thank you for your time.
A different season, but how do you feel like, I guess, how much do you feel like you achieved kind of in the short time you were here?
You know what? Yeah. I joined the team a little bit late, and I think overall, personally, it was a pretty good season for me and the team. I really appreciate the coaches, the staff, front office, teammates, trainers, everybody for everything. And we finished this season. We didn't want. We finished the season that we didn't want. We want to make it a little bit better. But we finished the season good. So it was good. I think.
What's your top priority this offseason in terms of improvement?
Take care of my body. For sure, it's almost like the first summer I have myself, so I gotta get my body right all the time. And just go from there.
Where do you spend the offseason? I know you're sometimes in LA. Will you be?
I don't know. I haven't decided. I don't know. I'll be in the DC. I don't know. I used to go to there, but I don't know. So I don't know. I haven't decided.
Vacation first.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll think about it. Yeah, I haven't planned anything yet, so we'll see.
What's your biggest area of growth, do you think, over these 40+ games?
Just like the feeling on basketball, the NBA. This is my third year, and I improved a lot of. I improved the threes this year, and it was kind of for me. It's it was easier for me to kind of adjust, have a good chemistry, better chemistry with the team. So I think those are stuff I think I'd improve.
Chase.
Hey, Rui, what would you like to add to your offensive game this summer?
I'm just gonna keep working what I've been doing. 3 points, my mid-range game. Ball handling, and just those kind of stuff. The stuff that I've been working on. Yeah.
And obviously this season didn't go as you guys hoped it would as a team. Was there anything that stood out as particularly surprising that maybe you thought you guys would be better at, given the players that you have on the roster?
I feel like this past 2 weeks, we kind of got together and then we had a better chemistry, and then we started winning. So I think for us, we just need to, this off season, we need to have a little more time, together and have good chemistry, so we can come back stronger next season.
And what were your impressions of playing this season under Wes Unseld Jr.?
It was great. I just, at the beginning, of course, it was a little bit of a struggle, but I got used to it. We both learning each other, and for me, I think it was good.
We'll take one last English question from Neil, and then we'll switch over to Zach to moderate Japanese.
Hey, Rui. Wes mentioned that, he's already started to have kind of exit interviews with players. I guess, how helpful is it to you that he's kind of very willing to be, okay, I'd love your feedback. I'd like to improve as well. How helpful is that to you guys as players?
It's very helpful, we talk about, me and him and talk about a lot of defense side, I got almost guarding the shooters and stuff, just chasing and or off the ball, I just need more strategy, and we just but we just talk about we have to watch a lot of film and stuff. That's I think it's gonna help for next year.
Thanks, Rui. Have a good summer.
Thank you.
Sure. We're not switching the background, right? Which is fine, by the way.
No, we're not.
Okay. 八村選手、お疲れ様でした。よろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございます。
まず今日は第4クォーターの途中にチームが突き放されるまでは接戦でしたね。
そうですね。僕らもどうしても勝ちたかった試合だったので、いい感じで粘っていたんですけど、もう最後突き放されたなって感じです。
八村選手は今日もポルジンギス選手、KCP 選手など主力が不在の中、チーム最多の21得点でしたけど、振り返っていかがですか？
自分としてもアグレッシブに行こうと思ってたので、そういうところでは自分ではいい仕事ができたんじゃないかなと思うんですけど、チームが負けてしまったので、なんとも言えないです。
今日は特にインサイド積極的に攻めましたよね。
そうですね。結構インサイドが空いてたので、そういうところではここを見分けて攻めれたなと思います。
あと、今日もフィールドゴールアテンプト数が八村選手はチームで最多でしたけど、ここ2試合、主力がいない中、オフェンスを引っ張らないといけないという意識はありましたか？
そうですね、ありますね。僕としても、僕も自分でも得点取れますけど、自分で仲間を使うこともできるので、そういうところではそういうのを意識しています。
これでシーズンが終了しましたけど、八村選手の3年目シーズンを振り返ると、どういう部分がイメージ通りに進化したと思いますか？
そうですね、僕もシーズン途中から入ったんですけど、まずはコーチ陣、チームメイト、スタッフの皆さんに感謝してますし、そういう中で僕も3年目として、僕もスリーポイントのあれを上げれたので、そういうところで僕も次の自分のゲームでステップできたんじゃないかなと思うので、そういうところが良かったんじゃないかな。
確かに、スリーポイントのシーズン成功率 44.7% でしたからね、それぐらいの数字をイメージしてたんですか？
いや、数字はイメージしないですけど、自信を持ってると思いました。
なるほど。今後、八村選手にとってどういう部分が課題だと思いますか？
今までやってきたことをそのまま続けるっていうのもありますし、スリーポイントもそうですし、僕のミッドレンジもそうですし、あとは、ボールハンドリングとかもそうですけど、あとディフェンスのところでもっとフィルムを見て、やりたいなと思います。
なるほど。明日からオフとなりますが、まずフィジカルとメンタルを休める時間ですね。
そうですね。僕も人生でほとんど初めてのぐらいのシーズンなので、どんな感じになるかも自分でもよく分かんないので、そこをしっかり自分でも考えながらやりたいな。
具体的にはオフにはどういうことに取り組みたいですか？
自分の体をテイクケアすることは一番大事にしていきたいなと思ってます。
わかりました。僕からは以上です。Zoom で質問がある方、レイズハンドボタンお願いします。では、山脇さんお願いします。
どうもシーズンお疲れ様でした。
ありがとうございます。
はい。もう終盤なんかは特にこれでシーズンが終わってしまうのがちょっともったいないなと思うぐらいのプレーぶりでしたけれども、八村選手自身はどうですか？まだ力が有り余ってのシーズン終了という感じですか？それともやっぱりかなり最後の方遠征もありましたし、疲れている部分はありますか？シーズン終盤の。
まあそうですね、僕としても人生というか、初めての NBA のシーズン、フォールシーズンだったので、そういうところでは途中からだったんですけど、そういう中でも結構やりきった感はあります。
あとは、もちろんスリーポイントシュートの向上もありましたけれども、フィジカル的にもかなり強くなったところを見せたんじゃないかなと思うんですけれども、そのあたりの手応えはどうでしょうか？
そうですね、僕も体重も増えて、体も動きも良くなったなというのは思うので、そういうのをプレーしてても感じるので、そこは続けていきたいなと思います。
はい、ありがとうございます。お疲れ様でした。
柴田さんお願いします。
ありがとうございます。八村さんお疲れ様でした。私の質問はバスケットじゃないんですけども、先日、キスパート選手に、日本に来たらどんなことをしたいかみたいなことを聞いたときに、ブラッドリー・ビール選手が昔来たとき、刀を日本刀をこう振りかざしてポーズしたりとかっていうようなことをやってて、そういうのはどうかと言ったら、あんまり扱える自信がないからやめとこうかなみたいな話だったんですけども、なんかこちらに来て、選手たちと一緒に楽しみたいようなこと、なんか考えているようなことはありますか？
僕は別にやりたいと思わないんですけど、チームみんなは、コーチ陣とかはじめマリオカートをやりたいって言ってましたね。
なるほど。
それはみんなやりたいって言ってるんで、多分やるんじゃないですか。
わかりました。あとなんか、コーチは、食べ物って言ってたし、キスパーツにしても食べ物って言ってるんですけど、なんか、こんなのがいいよって勧めてるようなものはありませんか？
でも日本食がいろいろいっぱいあるので、僕の好きなすき焼きとかは勧めていきたいなと思います。
わかりました。ありがとうございます。日本で見るの楽しみにします。
はい。
では最後に宮地さんお願いします。
こんにちは、八村選手お疲れ様でした。今シーズン、最後の方はプレーオフにも出られないということが分かった中での試合だったと思うんですけれども、そういう中で気をつけてたこととか、自分のアプローチの仕方として何か考えてたことはありますか？
自分としてもしっかりと僕も負けるのが好きじゃないので、チームを勝たそうと、そういうふうに自分でも結構そういう気持ちでやったんですけど、なかなかいい結果にならなかったんですけど、何回かはいい試合で勝ったんですけど、そういうプレーオフがいかないとなってても、自分たちで勝つそういうっていうことを大事ってことをしっかりやっていかなきゃいけないなと思ってやってました。
あともう一つ、ちょっとこれは確認なんですけれども、今年の夏は自分自身で使える初めての夏だっていうふうにおっしゃってましたけれども、ということは、今年の夏の代表活動は参加しないということでいいでしょうか？
はい、やりません。
わかりました。ありがとうございます。
はい。
はい、八村選手ありがとうございました。
はい、どうも。
Back to you, Kara.
Hey, Corey, I'm curious for you. Wes mentioned, you guys have already started to have exit interviews, things like that. He's very much wanting feedback from you guys so that, he can improve. What is that process like for you?
Yeah, it's kind of a chance to, maybe give your opinion on things that, we didn't have a chance to touch on during the season. Things move so fast in the NBA. It gives guys a chance to kind of give coach feedback, and he wants to hear it. He mentioned to me that he and I are kind of in a similar boat because we're both rookies at our jobs this year. So he's willing to take feedback from all of us and hear what each of us has to say. And it's a good chance to kind of pick his brain for us on where he thinks that we can be successful next year.
Thanks, Corey. Have a good summer.
Thank you.
Chase.
Corey, your first NBA season is in the books. Now that it's over, just how do you encapsulate your first year?
Yeah, I was just speaking to some people outside. It's hard to see the progress that you make when you're in it. Things happen, game after game, get kind of blur together, and all the work that you do off the court blur together. But now that you're done, you can fully look back and appreciate the kind of progress you made. And I'm, proud to say that, I made some huge strides this year that I'm really proud of. And, not everything went my way this year, but, I overcame struggles and pushed myself, and super happy with the year that I put together, and can't wait to capitalize on it and make it better next year.
Obviously, this season didn't go as well as you guys hoped overall. Was there anything that was particularly surprising that you guys struggled at, given the personnel you have, that maybe you thought you guys would be better at?
Yeah, I think we had some periods of time where we were really struggling from behind the arc, and I was a part of that. As a guy who shoots the ball predominantly, like for his job, like I struggled with that, and the challenge was just to not get frustrated. And we had, ebbs and flows just like any other team did, but I was kind of surprised, as a group, including myself, we weren't, all that consistent from behind the arc, and we definitely should have been.
Cool. Have a good offseason.
Thanks, guys.
Christos.
Hey, Corey, hope you're doing well. Speaking about your game and the development that you showed from the beginning until now, what was the biggest leap during this rookie season for you?
Yeah, I think it was definitely putting the ball on the ground, playing off the dribble. You saw me cutting a little bit today, and when guys run me off the line, I'm able to put the ball on the deck and finish at the rim, things like that. So I think the whole league knew I was a shooter coming into the season, but being able to round myself out and play inside the line was definitely my biggest progress. And listen, like the next 4 or 5 months, I'm going to work as hard as anybody and really go my game.
And what was the biggest lesson for you as a rookie, and how you would like to use that lesson for the off season and the next season?
Yeah, really how long the season is. There were multiple times this year where, behind the scenes, I thought the world was going to end just because of the way we were playing or how I was playing, and it was crisis mode. But you have to step back and see the big picture and realize how long of a season it is, how many games you play, and how many opportunities you have to fix problems. So yeah, just kind of making sure I stay level-headed and a little bit more calm throughout the entire season next year.
Thank you very much. Have a great summer.
Thank you.
Back.
Actually, my question was just answered, so I'm good. Thanks, Corey. Have a good summer.
Yep.
Then the last question will go to Euron.
Corey, talk a little bit about what you saw from Denny, his progress in the past maybe 6 weeks.
Yeah, he's been playing really well the last 6 weeks. Making really good decisions with the ball in his hand, shooting it really well from behind the arc. He's kind of rounding into the player that I think we all know he can be. Really happy to see him play with more confidence, get out of his own head a little bit, and just kind of play with instincts. It's when he's at his best. So, the sky's the limit for Denny, and I'm really happy with it. I think she should be happy too with the last, 6 weeks he put together.
Thanks a lot.
That's it, Corey. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, guys.